What's going on, YouTube? Man, let me just tell you, I have had a trying day so far. So, I have an idea for a vlog topic, and I'm going to get to it. But I'm going to let you know about my morning so far. So, last night, I rode my bike into work. And, I mean, it was like your standard clear, dry night. And, worked all night. When first shift started coming into my lab in the morning, they made an announcement over this intercom that said, it's starting to rain and there's a car with such and such license plate that has their windows down. And I was like, oh hell, I rode my motorcycle last night, which means if it's fixing to start raining, I'm getting out of here. So I ended up leaving early, but I didn't leave. I still got soaked on the ride home. So that's always fun. I don't know if you guys have ever ridden in the rain. It's not as much fun as you would make it out to be. It sucks. It royally sucks. Because a lot of times you're just sitting there, you're getting soaked. And I have rain gear, I just didn't have it with me at the time. You're getting soaked, and then it's the same thing I tell people all the time. Riding in the rain isn't necessarily that bad. It's just riding in the rain at speed is what sucks. I got no problem just, being wet. It's being wet at 70 miles an hour. Rain at 70 miles, 80 miles an hour freaking hurts. And so I had to deal with that. And of course you just every car around you is just looking at you look at this poor son of a bitch out here on a motorcycle in the damn rain. So that's just what they're thinking. Granted, you're on a motorcycle, you don't give a fuck what other people are thinking of you. And then so when I left work this morning, I had this whole plan. I even took off work tonight because I knew I was going to have a lot of stuff to do today that I didn't feel like going and getting. I didn't feel like having to worry about doing later tonight or tomorrow. So I had another one of those research studies. I don't know if y'all see my first vlog, but I mentioned these Duke research studies I was going to do. So I show up to the study, and the guy gives me the laptop, and he starts the thing, and I'm going through, and I'm I thought, okay, maybe it's just something different, but none of the answers that I gave were in this laptop. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's just something different, because I have no idea what it is or what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just following the instructions. So I go and ask the guy, and I say, I could be wrong in this, but none of these were supposed to be my memories that I recorded, right? He said, yeah. And I told him it's none of them. And so basically for the next 30 minutes or something, he's looking and looking, and he tells me that he feels bad. He doesn't know what happened, but somehow he has lost my data. And I'm like, well, crap, shit, that sucks, but it's whatever. And so, man, I almost fell on that one. And I'm just all right, whatever, He pays me for the time that I put in so far, and I head back on my way home. And I get home, and I go to lay down on my couch, and I just happen to check my email, and the guy emails me and says, oh, by the way, we found your data. Is there any way you can come in and finish the study or something? And so I'm like, you know what? I don't live that far away. Let me just come back in right then. So I just left from that. And now I'm on my way to my local bike shop because me and Jenna here are leaving tomorrow with a big group to go to Yummy's Virginia Beach meetup. Woohoo! So the girl needs an oil change and a tune-up, and we're going to put some nitrogen in her tires. Get her all ready because I got to ride her 3.5 hours to Virginia Beach. That's going to be a fun ride. So, on to the vlog topic. So I don't know if you guys, I'm sure, most of y'all who watch moto vlogs probably know the bigger names, but Chaseontwowheels, he and a few of the other big name ones do a lot of these Twitch streams, which Twitch is this website where you can I always thought it was the weirdest thing, but you can watch people play video games. I never quite understood that, but evidently it's a big thing. Me personally, I'm not a gamer, but I do think it's cool that I can chat in real time with, like, my favorite motovloggers. And so I think that's pretty damn cool. But, needless to say, man, there are always homeless guys at this intersection here. And so... So during the Twitch stream, Chase previews this video that he has coming out Friday, doing cinematic video that he did for a guy who originally his name was Check Your R6, I believe is what it was. And I kind of followed him on Instagram, and so like I saw his name change, and now his name is Attack Khaki, which his bike is really cool looking. It's like this like military tan, let's see, make sure you people notice me here. Military tan Yamaha R6. God almighty. And it looks really cool. And he did this like aerial shots from his quadcopter, and basically, and so he has this R6 just like chilling in this random field, and the field is tan and getting hit by shit, and the field's tan and the bike's tan, so you got this cool setting to it. It's set to this really nice soundtrack. I remember that he said that he was going to put the music information in the description of his video, and I'll probably put, like, since this video is probably going to be coming out after he puts his video up, I'll put a link to that video in my description. But the video was really cool, and so it's kind of like, you know, we got to see like a pre-screening and like a first version of this video that he was going to be editing. And in the stream or something, I jokingly asked, I said, you know, I always have a hard time coming up with my vlog topics, and I was able to ask Chase right then. I said, you know, what's a good topic for me to vlog about? Like, I was planning on vlogging about it later that night. But he said, why don't you vlog about my video that's coming out? And I was like, you know what? Done. So Chase, here is your little shout out to your Attack Khaki video. And then one of the other guys that was in the stream messaged, and he's a Thunderdan, who's a motovlogger out of Georgia as well. Like, how do you determine like what modifications you're gonna do to your bike first? I feel like I'm shouting. And throat's going dry. And I feel like most of the time, everybody who gets a bike, the first modification they do is shit, what's it called? I know it, like, another term for it is the tail tidy, but fender eliminator. That's it, fender eliminator. That's usually the first modification everybody does, because my theory is motorcycle companies team up with these aftermarket companies. Come on. Team up, motherfucker, just go. Team up with these aftermarket companies so that when you buy your bike stock, they're all going to come with this big ass ugly freaking fender on the back of it that nobody ever keeps. Or if you do, more power to you. I don't know anybody who's ever kept their rear fender on the back of their bike. Everybody I know has always gotten a fender eliminator. And so that's usually the first thing to go, is you get your fender eliminator. And then depending on your bike, you get the fender eliminator. Now sometimes you've gotten rid of your rear taillight, because a lot of times your taillight is in the fender eliminator. Like, that's how it was on my 600, on my CBR. And so now you got to take care of that, and you got to get you a new taillight. So a lot of times you'll get what's known as like an integrated taillight, which has both the brake light and your turn signals all in one. It kind of makes the bike look a little bit cleaner, because like mine fits into the tail section that's above my exhaust pipe. And so now you got your fender eliminator, you got your integrated tail lights, So now your back end's starting to look clean. And then a lot of times people will go for the tank grip and like a tank pad to prevent like your buckles or something from scratching up your tanks. I know my modification list went fender eliminator and integrated taillight, and then I got the tank grip and the tank pad to give me a little extra grip when I'm stopping and to prevent scratches. And then I got the shorty levers. I got the double bubble windscreen. Then after that, usually every other like modification that pretty much I can think of every bike ever needing is a phone holder. And Ram Mount makes this X mount that everybody and their mother uses, and it's great. I've seen a few, stories of these things failing or the little rubber pieces coming off on you when you're on the highway, or your phone or pieces being sheared off. I've seen a picture of that one too, and I'm thinking the guy probably just got a defect. But so those are plausible, and that's usually one of the things I got, along with, I don't know if you guys can see it in this frame here, mainly because I'm going pretty fast down a highway here, where I have a battery, or not a battery charger, but a cell phone like USB charger adapter that plugs into my battery tender. And so that way when I'm out riding and say my phone needs to be charged or I need to charge my GoPro, I have a USB port that I can charge it off the battery as I'm riding, and I've actually done so before. It's really, really nice to have. So that way, like, my phone is my source of music, it's my map, my GPS, a lot of shit that you kind of want to have on you when you're on a bike. As well as it's also got my insurance card scanned into it. So that's always good to have. And then after that, usually the modification is, a lot of people will do, is a new exhaust system. But most of the time, like, I lucked out. When I bought the bike, it came with a aftermarket exhaust. It came like that from the dealership, because it was a demo bike, but it had barely been demoed. And when I bought it, it had like 50 miles, if that. And they decided to put a FMF Apex exhaust on it, so I didn't really have to worry too much about that. But usually that's what everybody else's modification will be, is they'll want to get a new exhaust, either for performance reasons or they want their bike to be louder. They don't want to have that wimpy stock exhaust, which I totally understand. And then I've got new grips on mine, or people will get all sorts of other things to it. But the ones I've listed, which, let's see, were fender eliminator, integrated taillight, shorty levers, new windscreen, exhaust, and like tank grip and pad stuff, generally are your go-to modifications out the bat. Oh, and phone mount. But those are my go-to modifications. So Thunderdan, you asked me to do a vlog on that, and there you go, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can't make this U-turn here. Headed to Team Power Sports here in Raleigh, my hometown bike shop that I take to for all my stuff. They're the ones I plan on teaming up with and trying to do something similar to like Chase's first ride and how he does all this stuff with Mountain Motorsports. I'm going to try and do the same thing with Team Power Sports. But I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog now. You guys feel free to like, subscribe, comment. Again, tell me what you guys want to see in the channel. And I will get back to y'all, and I shall see y'all on the next video. Or if you'd like, catch me in one of the Twitch streams. Anytime like Chase or Yummy's doing a stream, I'm usually in there talking. You can find me, VRoadKing013. Hit me up. But until then, y'all take it easy, and I will see y'all later. Peace.